Get ready, because we are entering sacred territory. An extraordinary energetic passage that is anything but ordinary. Something is unfolding now that defies logic, timing, and our usual ways of understanding the world around us. We've just passed through a powerful full moon in Scorpio on May 12th, and while some may see it as just another lunar event, spiritually attuned souls know that this was much more than a full moon. It was a doorway, an ancient cosmic gateway that marks the threshold between death and rebirth. And now, as we cross into the energies of May 14th and 15th, the vibrations deepen and intensify. A shadowy portal is opening, one that hasn't made itself known in quite this way for some time. It is dark, yes, but within that darkness lies the seed of your greatest transformation. Above us in the cosmos, an old star pulses with ancient power. Its name is Algol, often called the Eye of Medusa. This isn't just poetic language. Algol's mythology runs deep into human consciousness. To ancient astronomers, Algol was a feared omen, a star associated with chaos, severance, and profound shifts. It has long symbolized decapitation, not in the literal sense, but in the energetic realm, where it represents the severing of illusion, the unraveling of ego, and the facing of shadows that have long lived unchallenged. The gaze of Medusa in mythology didn't just petrify, it revealed. It forced the viewer to confront a truth they had tried to look away from. And now, as the sun travels through Taurus, it aligns directly with this very star. This is not a common alignment. When the grounded and sensual energy of Taurus blends with the unsettling and catalytic energy of Algol, we get something potent, a cosmic vortex that stirs what is hidden, what is repressed, and what is ripe for transformation. This is a reckoning, but it's also a rebirth. Something deep within the collective and within you is rising up, demanding to be seen, felt, and finally transformed. You may be noticing it already. The subtle tremors, the emotional waves, the strange dreams or sudden memories returning from seemingly nowhere. These aren't coincidences. This energy isn't just a backdrop to your life. It is actively interacting with your inner world. It's pulling forward everything that has been left unresolved. Old karmic loops, fears buried beneath years of avoidance, and even ancestral traumas that have been living in your energetic field, waiting for the right time to be released. This is the time. It may feel like a collapse. It may feel like things you thought were stable are suddenly shifting beneath your feet. And if you're feeling raw, lost, or even a little afraid, know this: it's not just you. The collective is being stirred. A deep, spiritual detox is underway. We are being cracked open, not to be destroyed, but to be remade, like clay being reshaped by the divine sculptor. You are being called back into alignment with your true essence, your divine nature, your highest timeline. And to do that, you must pass through this fire of transformation. Let's talk about Taurus for a moment. This sign is often misunderstood. While it's true that Taurus governs the material world, our bodies, our homes, our resources, it also holds the wisdom of Earth itself. It teaches us to build patiently, to love deeply, to value the tangible beauty of life. But when Taurus is touched by the chaotic frequency of Algol, that solid foundation begins to tremble, not to collapse it, but to test what is real and what has merely been illusion. The things you've built your life on, relationships, beliefs, goals, identities, may begin to feel unstable now. You may question whether they truly reflect who you are becoming. And that questioning is holy. It is sacred. It's not about judgment. It's about truth. What no longer resonates with your evolving soul cannot come with you. This portal is a mirror, a cosmic test, and a sacred initiation all at once. And the only way through it is with radical honesty and an open heart. This alignment with Algol opens what many mystics have called the gateway of the shadow. But let's be clear, shadow doesn't mean evil. Shadow is simply what we haven't brought into the light. It's the pain you tucked away when you were too young to understand it. It's the rage you swallowed because you were told it wasn't acceptable. It's the fear you hid behind smiles because you didn't feel safe enough to express it. These parts of you are not your enemies. They are your exiled selves, wounded, silenced, but still sacred. Now they are being called home. This portal is asking you to face those parts of yourself with compassion, not fear. To look into the eye of Medusa, not to be turned to stone, but to see what you've avoided, and in doing so, finally set yourself free. This is not a punishment. This is grace in disguise. Yes, it's intense. Yes, it can feel destabilizing. But what's being offered is nothing less than a full system reset. A chance to clear out the energetic debris and rise lighter, clearer, and more whole than you've been in a long, long time. You might find yourself suddenly confronted by people from your past, unresolved dynamics, or internal dialogues you thought were long gone. This isn't regression, it's resurrection. These ghosts are appearing not to haunt you, but to be healed. Don't run. Don't numb out. Don't try to push it all down. This is sacred work, and you are strong enough for it. If you allow yourself to walk through this shadowy terrain with intention and surrender, what you'll find on the other side is not just healing, but power. The kind of power that comes from self-awareness, from reclaiming the parts of yourself you once disowned. This is the power of wholeness, and it's waiting for you, just beyond the edge of your comfort zone. This is your invitation to rebirth. And rebirth, while beautiful, is rarely gentle. It often comes wrapped in challenge, cloaked in discomfort, and initiated through release. But it is also where the magic lives. Your higher self, your 5D self, is calling you forward now, and she, or he, isn't asking for perfection. Just presence, just courage, just willingness. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to say yes to the process. The energies of May 14th and 15th are opening a sacred window. The cosmos are aligned in a way that acts like a giant cosmic eye, staring into your soul, inviting you to see not only who you've been, but who you are becoming. Don't resist it. Don't close your eyes now. You've worked too hard to get here. You've shed too many layers, healed too many wounds, climbed too many mountains. This is the moment where everything begins to make sense. But only if you're willing to let go of who you were. There's a spiritual gift hidden in the chaos, a seed of divine light hidden within the darkness. The more you lean into this journey with openness, the more you'll begin to see just how supported you are. You're not doing this alone. Your guides are close. Your ancestors are standing behind you. Your higher self is walking beside you. The universe is orchestrating something beautiful for you, but it requires your trust. If this message has found you, it's not by accident. You were meant to hear these words. You were meant to remember that even in your most uncertain moments, you are guided, protected, and loved beyond measure. This dark portal is not here to break you. It's here to awaken you. So take a deep breath, ground yourself, connect with nature, let your emotions flow without judgment. Cry if you need to, rest if you must. But above all, listen. Listen to the whispers of your soul. Listen to the stirrings in your heart. The next version of you is waiting to emerge, and she is powerful, radiant, and free. You are rising, you are remembering, you are rebirthing. And if you're still here, still reading, still feeling this, then you are more ready than you think. Ready to step into the light of your own truth. Ready to claim your place in this new timeline. Ready to become the version of yourself that your soul has been preparing for. So stay with us through this journey. Let this space be your sanctuary during this powerful time. If this message resonates with you, support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and leaving the number 777 in the comments below to anchor this transformation into your field. Share this message with someone you love, someone who may be walking through their own shadows, searching for a light like this. This transformation you're going through, it's not just emotional, it runs deeper than that. This is spiritual alchemy, a complete energetic rebirth. It reaches into the very core of who you are, reshaping your energy field, rewiring the foundations of your consciousness, and reawakening your connection to your highest self. It's as though life has pulled back the veil, revealing layers of your spirit that have long been waiting to be seen, heard, and felt. And yes, it may feel chaotic. The influence of Algol is no small thing. It is intense, disruptive, and unrelenting. It can shake the foundation of your inner world. You might feel waves of fear, moments of panic, or the deep trembling of self-doubt. But don't mistake these feelings as signs that something is going wrong. What you're experiencing is the old self clinging on, resisting the inevitable transformation. It's the remnants of who you used to be, trying to hold on to old stories that no longer fit. If you can stay present with these feelings, if you allow yourself to breathe through them instead of running from them, something incredible begins to happen. Within the noise, a new frequency starts to rise. It's quieter at first, a whisper, a subtle shift in vibration. But if you stay with it, you'll feel it growing. That whisper becomes clarity. That tremble becomes strength. That moment of uncertainty transforms into truth. And not just any truth, the kind that reconnects you with your core essence, your divine spark, your eternal knowing. Each time fear rises, know that it is not your enemy. It is a signal, a signpost pointing toward what is ready to be released. Every anxious thought is an invitation, a doorway into healing. You are not falling apart. You are being purified, cleansed, unburdened of the weight you've carried for far too long. And yes, this process can feel like walking through fire. But it's not destructive fire. It's sacred. It's the kind of fire that refines gold. The kind of fire that burns away illusions and leaves only the raw, radiant truth of who you really are. You are being called to trust in the deeper unfolding of your life. Even if the world around you feels like it's cracking open, even if things seem disoriented or unfamiliar, something profound is happening beneath the surface. A soul-level awakening, a realignment with your higher path. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming more you. The veils are thinning, the illusions dissolving, and beneath it all, your soul is stepping forward to lead the way. Let yourself feel. Don't push away the tears. Don't silence the questions. They are part of the sacred process. Sometimes the path to healing is messy and uncomfortable. Sometimes we have to break open to find what's real. But inside that chaos, a magnificent rebirth is taking place. Your spirit chose to be here for this exact moment. It's not a mistake that you're feeling everything so intensely right now. You came here to evolve. You came here to awaken, and you are not walking this path alone. Even when it feels like no one else understands, know that you are being held by the universe, guided by forces of light that move beyond what the human mind can comprehend. On the other side of this, you'll look back and see that everything, the discomfort, the fear, the unraveling, was part of a sacred passage. You were never breaking down. You were breaking through. So as this powerful portal opens, especially around the energies of May 14th and 15th, take a deep breath. Settle into yourself. Drop into your body. Feel the energy, not just around you, but within you. There's something magnificent taking place, a cosmic opening, like a black hole in the sky, pulling you inward toward transformation. This isn't a moment for fear. It's an invitation to go deeper than you've ever gone before. This portal isn't just opening in the sky. It's opening in you. It's pulling forward old memories, ancient fears, and buried stories. Not to punish or overwhelm you, but to free you. To give you the chance to see them clearly, to honor them, and then to release them. What's surfacing now is doing so because you are strong enough to heal it. You are awake enough to meet it. You are ready to rise beyond it. And yes, it can be unsettling. Darkness always feels intimidating when we've been taught to run from it. But the truth is, the darkness is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's the part of the journey that asks for courage, for honesty, for deep presence. In this void, a spark of renewal waits to be discovered. When you stop resisting and start listening, you begin to merge with the energy instead of fighting it. And that's when true transformation begins. This moment is not ordinary. It is sacred. It's not just a cosmic shift. It's a doorway into a new era of your soul's evolution. Something ancient is being awakened. Something wise. You are being called not to just survive this shift, but to become a living embodiment of it. A new consciousness is blooming within you. One that is rooted in compassion, clarity, and purpose. And as you move through this portal, everything inside and around you begins to change. You may feel surges of old pain rising up. Emotions you thought you'd buried may return. Patterns you thought were long gone may reappear. But don't see this as regression. This is the energy of purification. These things are rising to be loved, to be seen, to be released. This is not the energy of stagnation. It's the energy of movement, of cleansing, of deep, multidimensional healing. The spiritual awakening that begins here doesn't end when the portal closes. It initiates a ripple that moves through your entire being. Emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. You begin to shed layers. You start letting go of outdated beliefs, ancestral patterns, and karmic contracts that no longer align with your truth. You stop carrying what was never yours to begin with. And what rises in the absence of that weight is something powerful. Your authentic self. This process touches more than just your present lifetime. It reaches back through the timelines of your soul, cleansing karmic imprints that may have followed you from lifetime to lifetime. Pain that didn't begin with you may come forward now, asking to be healed through you. And while that may feel like a heavy responsibility, it's also a sacred privilege. You're not just healing yourself. You're healing your lineage. You're healing your past. And in doing so, you're setting your future free. True forgiveness may find you in this space, not the kind that forgets, but the kind that releases. The kind that says, I no longer choose to carry this. Forgiveness for others. Forgiveness for yourself. Forgiveness for what couldn't be different. And in that release, a deep spiritual leap becomes possible. When you no longer define yourself by your pain, you begin to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. The cleansing that takes place now is ongoing. It's not a single event, but a journey of sacred unraveling. One layer at a time, you are shedding the false identities and energetic debris that have obscured your light. This is a rebirth into a higher version of yourself, a version that is clearer, more aligned, and deeply connected to the truth of who you are. Even your thoughts begin to shift. Your mind, once clouded by fear or doubt, starts to see from a higher place. Old narratives fall away. Limiting beliefs dissolve. Mental patterns that once kept you trapped begin to unravel. You begin to think not from a place of survival, but from a place of creation. And with Taurus energy supporting this moment, you are reminded to stay grounded, to root yourself in the earth even as you reach for the stars. Taurus brings the balance we need in times of deep transformation. It invites you to slow down, to connect with the physical, to find beauty in simplicity and strength in stillness. This earthy wisdom supports your process, helping you clear not just emotional and mental clutter, but physical attachments and material weight that are no longer aligned with your evolving soul. You are being called to create a new internal landscape, one where peace, authenticity, and purpose are not luxuries, but foundations. You are reprogramming your inner world, learning to think in expansive, intuitive, and limitless ways. The old scripts no longer hold power. You're writing a new one now, one that honors your truth and supports your becoming. This portal, this passage, is not just an event. It is a moment of destiny, a threshold between who you were and who you are becoming, a spiritual initiation. And even though the road may feel uncertain, the invitation is clear. Walk through with your heart open, your soul ready, and your spirit unafraid, because what is being born through you now is powerful. It's the version of you that walks in full awareness, the one who no longer runs from darkness, but understands it, the one who is ready to create a life that reflects the truth of the soul. This is your sacred evolution. This is your return to self. Breathe into it. Feel the shift. Trust the process. The most beautiful version of you is being awakened, and you are more supported, more guided, and more loved than you could ever imagine. You're not just clearing and resetting. You're not simply tidying up the inner spaces of your soul, wiping down emotional surfaces, or rearranging the furniture of your old patterns. No, what's happening now goes far deeper than that. You are forming something entirely new, a structure of consciousness that has never existed in quite this way before, a foundation built on spiritual truth, energetic awareness, and sacred remembrance. You are not revisiting old ways. You're birthing a new paradigm from within yourself. This new structure is rooted in a profound understanding that everything, every thought, every feeling, every interaction is energy. Every moment in your life is not just something that happens to you. It's a vibration that you are co-creating with the universe. And as you begin to see through this energetic lens, you start to notice the sacred thread that connects all things. You feel how the wind that brushes your skin holds the same breath that moves through stars. You begin to see how even your pain carries light within it, and how each experience is part of a grand tapestry woven in divine intelligence. But make no mistake, this is not about escaping the physical world or bypassing the challenges that arise in your human experience. It's about integrating the spiritual and material, recognizing how deeply they are intertwined. It's about honoring the body as the vessel for your soul's evolution. The union of Taurus and Algol offers a powerful energetic bridge, one that allows you to bring spiritual insight into grounded action. This isn't just theory or philosophy, it's lived truth. Through this fusion, you begin to navigate life with a new clarity, a new steadiness, and a deep knowing that all of it matters. This energy reaches deep, beyond the surface, beyond your daily roles or identity, and touches the very core of who you are. It shakes loose what no longer belongs, while simultaneously illuminating the truth of what has always been within you. A version of yourself, once hidden beneath layers of doubt, fear, or forgetting, begins to awaken. It's not a stranger, but rather an ancient part of you, wise, luminous, and whole. And as this inner awakening begins to stir, the world around you subtly shifts. You notice beauty in places you once overlooked. You feel truth in moments that once felt mundane. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, feel differently, because your perception has changed. This is not a private or isolated transformation. What unfolds within you is mirrored in the collective field. Your personal evolution becomes a vibration that ripples outward, touching hearts, minds, and energies far beyond your immediate reality. As this great shift unfolds, many are asking the same question: how do we truly move into the fifth dimensional consciousness that so many spiritual teachings have spoken of? How do we rise from the dense patterns of separation, fear, and control into a reality rooted in love, unity, and lightness of being? The truth is, this transition is not something we achieve through force or perfection. It's a remembering. It's a softening into what has always been available, but often hidden beneath layers of mental noise and conditioned programming. Moving into 5th D consciousness means aligning ourselves with the frequencies that the universe naturally operates on. Frequencies of harmony, synchronicity, compassion, and co-creation. It's about living not in resistance, but in resonance. It's about learning to trust the divine timing of your life, to follow the intuitive nudges, and to act from a place of soul-aligned truth. And right now, the dark portal that opens from May 14th to 15th is offering more than just an energetic shift. It is extending a sacred invitation. This portal is like a cosmic mirror, asking you to face yourself fully. Not just your present fears or current confusion, but the deeply rooted energies stored in your subconscious, the ancestral wounds, the karmic imprints, the unspoken emotions passed down through generations. These are the echoes of histories you may not even consciously remember, but you carry them. And now you are being asked to release them. This moment offers a rare opportunity for profound clearing. It's not easy. It may bring up discomfort, uncertainty, or grief. But within this discomfort is the power to liberate yourself from the cycles that have kept you small or stuck. When you choose to let go, you're not just healing for yourself. You're healing for your bloodline, your past lives, and for the collective consciousness of humanity. Each breath of release, each courageous act of self-inquiry, each moment of forgiveness or surrender brings more light into the grid of the earth. And in that light, a new world begins to take form. This isn't just metaphorical. We are co-creating a new earth, an energetic landscape built on love, truth, and oneness. As more souls awaken, as more hearts open, as more minds shift, this vision becomes not just a dream, but a living reality, and you are part of that creation. The energy of this portal doesn't demand that you be perfect. It simply invites you to be present, to open your awareness, to let go of the burdens you've been carrying in your mind and in your body. This is the great invitation of now, to return fully to the moment where your power resides. Because it is only here, in this exact moment, that transformation becomes possible. Not in the regrets of the past or the worries of the future, but in the now. The now holds the key to your liberation. Many spiritual traditions speak of living in the flow. But this isn't just poetic language. It's a way of being. To live in the flow is to surrender, not in weakness, but in strength. It's to allow life to lead you, trusting that what unfolds is part of a divine choreography. The dark portal now opening carries the energy of this surrender. It's not a passive energy, it's deeply active in its own mysterious way. It is the energy of the sacred unknown, the fertile void where real transformation begins. As you align with this flow, you may begin to see that the changes happening within you are not isolated. They are deeply mirrored in your outer world. Relationships shift, circumstances rearrange, new opportunities arise while old ones fall away. This is not coincidence. This is the universe responding to the frequency you now embody. Your inner reality shapes your outer experience. To truly evolve, you must learn to recognize the doorways the universe is opening for you. These may not always be obvious. Sometimes they come in the form of challenges, discomfort, or endings. But when you approach them with openness and awareness, you begin to see that they are actually gateways to something far more expansive. Saying yes to these invitations, especially when they stretch you beyond your comfort zone, becomes a radical act of freedom. Transformation, when it's real, is rarely easy, but it is always sacred. This is your opportunity not just to change, but to become. To rediscover the power that has always lived within you, but may have been buried under layers of pain or programming. The energy of this time is here to help you reclaim that power. Not for domination or control, but for creation, alignment, and truth. The strength you carry is not small. It is vast, ancient, and profound. You have the ability to shape your reality from the inside out. And as you remember this, you begin to rebuild your life. Not from fear, but from soul. Not from shoulds, but from truth. Not from survival, but from purpose. You begin to see yourself not just as a person navigating the world, but as a soul co-creating a new world. And this isn't just about you. Your personal evolution is part of a greater tapestry of awakening. As you heal, you become a beacon. As you rise, you lift others. As you live your truth, you become a living example of what's possible. Your transformation radiates. Your frequency becomes medicine for the collective. But for this to truly unfold, you must commit to your path. Not in rigidity, but in devotion. This isn't about spiritual perfection. It's about showing up with honesty, being willing to look at your shadows, being open to the light. It's about walking your path with intention, trusting that each step is enough. When you do this, you become a force of consciousness that can ripple through society and help birth a new era of humanity. And as you move forward, one of the most vital acts will be the release of your old self. This doesn't mean forgetting who you've been. It means blessing those parts and letting them evolve. You are not abandoning your story. You're transforming it. The wounds, the fears, the outdated beliefs, they don't define you anymore. You're stepping into a new version of self, one that vibrates with authenticity, grace, and a profound inner freedom. Something powerful is happening. Something ancient and futuristic all at once. You're not who you were, and that's a beautiful thing. You're not just walking a path. You are the path. And each moment is a chance to walk it in deeper alignment, greater presence, and infinite love. A new version of you is beginning to rise. not from external accomplishments or the roles you've played in the past, but from a much deeper place within. This emerging identity isn't built on fear, scarcity, or survival. Instead, it's rooted in a completely different foundation, one that reflects the values of love, presence, surrender, and trust. As this internal shift unfolds, something powerful starts to happen. Old ways of being, the attachments, patterns, and beliefs that once defined you, start to fall away naturally, like autumn leaves drifting from a tree. And in their place, you begin to anchor yourself more deeply in the richness of the present moment. This is what it truly means to rise into 5D consciousness. It isn't about escaping the world or leaving your human self behind. Rather, it's about seeing through the illusions that once held you back and choosing, moment by moment, to live from a more awakened perspective. A perspective that is aligned with your soul. A perspective that honors your inner truth. This frequency invites you to soften, to open, and to allow life to unfold through you instead of resisting it. Yet, as beautiful and expansive as this shift is, it's also a journey that invites you into the depths of your being. Ascension is not about bypassing the difficult emotions or floating above your pain. In fact, it's often quite the opposite. This journey gently, and sometimes not so gently, leads you into the parts of yourself you've hidden away, the forgotten pieces, the shadows you've suppressed, the emotions you never felt safe enough to feel. This descent into your inner landscape isn't a punishment. It's a sacred initiation. You see, there is a part of your psyche that holds everything you've disowned, denied, or deemed unlovable. Swiss psychologist Carl Jung called this the shadow. It's the inner cellar where we've tucked away the aspects of ourselves we've been taught are unacceptable. Our anger, our grief, our fear, our shame. But just because they're hidden doesn't mean they've disappeared. They linger beneath the surface, shaping your behaviors, your relationships, and even your view of yourself. To truly rise, you must first go within. The energy of the Algol portal, especially as it opens from May 14th to 15th, offers a powerful moment for this kind of inner work. This cosmic alignment is not just another date on the spiritual calendar. It's an invitation, one that asks you to slow down and courageously face what's been stirring beneath the surface. The shadows that emerge now are not here to punish or overwhelm you. They are here to be seen, to be held, to be loved back into wholeness. And yes, this can feel intense. When you turn toward the darkness within instead of running from it, it can shake you. It can unravel you, but it can also liberate you. Because every time you face a part of yourself you once rejected, you reclaim your power. You take back a piece of your light. This is where real healing begins. Not from fixing yourself, but from remembering that none of you was ever broken in the first place. When you allow yourself to feel deeply, when you sit in the discomfort and still choose compassion over judgment, something inside begins to soften. You stop fighting who you are. You begin to see yourself with new eyes, not just as a soul in evolution, but as a sacred being who has always been worthy of love. That's what this energy is guiding you toward, self-remembrance. And in that remembrance, the layers of your outdated identity begin to dissolve. The self that was shaped by fear, shame, or survival slowly gives way to a higher, truer version of you. This is the essence of 5D consciousness. It's not something outside of you. It's already within you. It's the frequency of unconditional love, of peace, of presence. And the more you anchor into this truth, the more your outer life begins to shift as well. Suddenly, your challenges don't feel like punishments. They feel like invitations for growth. Your relationships become mirrors for healing rather than sources of pain. You stop looking for validation outside of yourself because you've found something more solid within. A knowing, a trust, a deep sense that you are exactly where you need to be, even when life feels uncertain. This is the quiet miracle of spiritual transformation. It doesn't always announce itself with fireworks or grand revelations. Sometimes it's as simple as waking up and choosing to be kind to yourself. Sometimes it's choosing to rest when you'd normally push through. Sometimes it's holding space for your tears without needing to fix them. These small, sacred choices create the foundation for lasting change. As you continue walking this path, you may notice a new sense of balance beginning to take root. You start feeling more aligned, not just within your spirit, but also within your body and your daily life. Your decisions become more intuitive. Your boundaries become clearer. Your energy becomes more magnetic. And slowly, you begin to experience the world not just as something happening around you, but as something you are actively co-creating with the universe. This is the power of living from the inside out. Still, it's important to be gentle with yourself. This journey is not linear. There will be days when you feel deeply connected, and others when you feel lost or overwhelmed. There will be times when you leap forward, and others when you seem to circle back to old lessons. Don't see this as failure. It's all part of the spiral path of awakening. Just like nature, you too move in cycles. You bloom, you rest, you shed, you grow again. Patience is essential. So is grace. Transformation happens in layers, not in one dramatic sweep. Like the unfolding of a rose, your soul opens petal by petal. Trust that each step, no matter how small or quiet, is guiding you toward the life your spirit came here to live. And remember this: you are not alone. The universe is always working with you, even when you can't see it. The synchronicities, the signs, the people you meet, the intuitive nudges, they're all part of a greater orchestration that is perfectly timed. All you need to do is stay present, stay open, and trust the process. In this powerful energetic window, particularly around mid-May, many sensitive souls and lightworkers are likely feeling the shift even more intensely. If you carry a naturally high frequency or a strong aura, you might already be experiencing the symptoms of this realignment. These changes are not just emotional or spiritual, they often manifest physically too. You may feel waves of exhaustion for no apparent reason. You might wake up after a full night of sleep and still feel drained. This isn't a sign of laziness or disconnection. It's a sign that deep energetic work is happening behind the scenes. While your conscious mind sleeps, your spirit is in conversation with the universe. Layers of outdated energy are being released, and new frequencies are being anchored into your body. Even if you don't remember your dreams, trust that important work is being done. For many, sleep disruptions are a key part of this process. You might find yourself waking up at odd hours, lying awake for hours, or feeling restless despite being tired. This isn't just about your sleep schedule being off. It's about energetic recalibration. Your mind and body are learning how to operate from a new frequency, and that can feel disorienting at first. But it's temporary. As your system adjusts, your sleep will return, and you'll find yourself feeling more grounded and at peace. Another beautiful aspect of this awakening is the way the universe begins to communicate with you more directly. As your frequency rises, you become more sensitive to the signs around you, especially through numbers and patterns. If you keep seeing sequences like 111, 222, 333, or 555, know that this is no accident. These numbers are messages. They are gentle affirmations from the universe, letting you know you're not alone. They remind you that you're on the right path and that everything is unfolding in divine order. These synchronicities serve as little love notes from the cosmos. They remind you that you are supported, guided, and seen. And they can show up anywhere, on clocks, license plates, receipts, phone numbers. When you see them, pause, breathe, tune in. Ask yourself what's shifting in your life and what message your soul might be trying to send you. Because at the heart of all of this, the portals, the signs, the ascension, is the invitation to come home to yourself. Not the self you've performed or pretended to be, but the self that existed before the world told you who you should be. That self is pure. That self is powerful. That self is made of light. The more you embrace that truth, the more your life begins to align in miraculous ways. Not because you've forced it, but because you've surrendered. Not because you've become someone else, but because you've finally remembered who you really are. So, in this sacred window of time, allow yourself to feel everything. The joy, the grief, the fear, the hope. Let it all move through you without resistance. Trust that every emotion carries wisdom and every challenge is helping you grow. Be kind to yourself. Rest when you need to. Celebrate your growth. Honor your journey. This isn't just about rising. It's about returning. Returning to your heart. Returning to your truth. Returning to the divine light that has always been within you. And as you do, you won't just change your own life. You'll begin to radiate a frequency that touches everything and everyone around you. You'll become a beacon for others who are also finding their way home. And in that, you become part of something so much bigger than yourself. A collective awakening that is reshaping the world in love, one heart at a time. There are moments in life when the invisible becomes almost tangible, when something shifts within us so deeply that even our physical senses start to respond. One such sign that may surface during these sacred shifts is a phenomenon known as tinnitus, an unexplained ringing, buzzing, or humming in the ears. It may arrive like a whisper carried by the wind, or it may crash in like a sudden wave, disorienting and sharp. This mysterious sound can feel unsettling at first, especially when there's no external cause for it. But what if this ringing isn't just a physiological anomaly? What if it's a signpost from the soul, gently or not so gently, nudging us to pay attention? Spiritually, tinnitus can be understood as an energetic frequency shift, a tuning of your soul to a higher station on the cosmic dial. Just as radios sometimes catch static before tuning into a clear frequency, your body, too, might experience spiritual static as it aligns with more refined vibrations. Think of these sounds not as irritations, but as sacred signals, whispers from the universe, your higher self, or even ancestral energies reaching across time and space. These high-pitched frequencies may carry intuitive information, sacred downloads, or even memories and messages from past lives. When this happens, try not to resist it or dismiss it outright. Instead, lean into the mystery. Sit in stillness. Create a space of quiet receptivity, whether through meditation, gentle breathing, or simply lying in silence with your hand on your heart. Ask, what am I being invited to hear? Often, what we first perceive as noise is actually unspoken wisdom. Truths that bypass the logical mind and speak directly to the soul. You are not imagining things. You are tuning in. During this time of energetic opening, you may also find yourself becoming more emotionally and spiritually sensitive. The world around you might feel louder, sharper, more intense, like you're picking up on the subtle layers of life that others overlook. You may feel more attuned to other people's emotions, or sense the hidden energies in a room before anyone says a word. Colors may feel more vivid. Music may stir your soul more deeply. The veil between seen and unseen begins to thin, and you start experiencing reality through a deeper lens. For some, this awakening comes with an odd sensation, like you're being watched. This doesn't necessarily mean there's a literal presence, but rather that your energetic frequency is shifting in a way that others, both seen and unseen, can sense. You're becoming more visible, more luminous, more energetically noticeable. Others may not know why they're suddenly drawn to you or why they feel different around you, but you'll feel it. And this new energetic visibility can feel both beautiful and vulnerable, like walking out into the world with your soul unzipped, fully exposed. If you're feeling this heightened awareness, take heart. You're not alone, and you're not losing your grounding. You're gaining a deeper connection to truth. These waves of sensitivity are part of the awakening process, a sacred unraveling that leads to deeper integration. As you grow more sensitive, you're also becoming more powerful, because you're now able to perceive the energetic threads that weave our reality together. This perception is not a burden, it's a gift. It will become easier to hold once you learn to anchor yourself amidst it. And that's exactly what this time is about: growth, release, and realignment. It's about shedding the layers that no longer fit who you're becoming and opening your spirit to a new level of consciousness. Though it may feel disorienting at times, though you may feel tired, restless, tearful, or deeply reflective, each moment is part of a holy recalibration. Every sleepless night, every echo of past pain, every unexplainable tear or wave of emotion, it's all a part of a deeper process. You are not breaking down, you are waking up. Between May 14th and 15th, we enter what many mystics and intuitives refer to as a dark portal, a profound energetic gateway that invites you into a deeper encounter with yourself. This isn't darkness in the sense of fear or negativity. This is darkness like the soil, like the womb, a sacred void where something powerful is being reborn within you. During this time, the universe extends an invitation. Release what no longer serves your soul's journey. Step into alignment with who you truly are. You may notice a surge in synchronicities, numbers that repeat, animals that cross your path, dreams that feel more vivid than usual. You may hear that ringing in your ears more frequently, or feel a strange pull towards solitude. Sleep may feel fragmented, not because something's wrong, but because your body is adjusting to a new energetic rhythm. Your subconscious is working overtime, clearing out old narratives, preparing your system for a new light to move in. You might even feel moments of irrational fear, anxiety, or sadness rising up from nowhere. These are not signs of regression. They are echoes from the past, surfacing now to be seen, healed, and finally released. These experiences are part of the sacred cleansing, the soul's detox, if you will. You are not being punished. You are being purified. If you've made it this far into the message, it's because your soul is ready for something deeper. What I'm sharing now is not new, it's ancient. These are sacred teachings drawn from esoteric traditions, alchemical practices, and timeless spiritual philosophies passed down across generations. They've lasted through the ages for a reason. They resonate because they're true. Start by facing what frightens you. Shine a light on the shadows. Take a moment in quiet reflection to write down the fears, worries, regrets, or obsessions that weigh heavy on your heart. Don't censor yourself. Just let it all come out. Then, in a sacred space, burn that paper. Let the flame consume what no longer serves. In Hermetic tradition, fire is not just an element. It is a divine alchemist. It transforms whatever it touches. As the paper turns to ash, imagine your burdens turning into light, rising up and out of your energy field. You are making space for your true self to emerge, and then return to the earth. Let your bare feet meet the ground, on grass, soil, sand, wherever you are. Taurus season holds a deep connection to earth energy. During this portal, grounding is not just helpful, it's essential. When you walk barefoot on the earth, you're not just connecting to nature, you're plugging into the planet's deep, ancient wisdom. This simple act restores balance to your system, releases dense energy, and helps anchor your expanding awareness into the present moment. Just 10 minutes can shift your entire frequency. Let the earth hold you. Let it steady you. And above all, remember, the gateway to transformation always begins with surrender. We spend so much time resisting change, clinging to what's familiar even when it hurts. But the real miracle happens when we release our grip, when we soften into the unknown and say, I trust. In every sacred text and every mystical tradition, surrender is the key that opens the door to awakening. Each night before sleep, try whispering these words to your soul. I will not resist. I will transform. Let this become your sacred mantra, a prayer, a contract between you and the universe. Speak it, and the universe will hear. This period of May 14th to 15th is more than a date on the calendar. It's a cosmic invitation to begin again. You are not here by accident. Your soul chose this time for a reason. And if this message resonates with you, it's because something within you already knows it's time. If you feel ready to step through this doorway, to honor your soul's journey, I invite you to declare it in the comments below. I accept my transformation. Don't underestimate the power of naming your readiness. Words are spells. Intentions are anchors. This small act becomes a sacred contract, one that sends ripples through your energetic field and tells the universe, I'm ready. And if this message touched something within you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. There's someone out there, perhaps someone you love, who is silently walking through their own dark portal and just needs a sign that they're not alone. You never know whose life might shift from a single word offered in the right moment. Thank you for showing up, for being open, for walking this sacred, mysterious, sometimes messy, but always meaningful path of transformation. Know this, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are blooming in divine time. Until next time, take gentle care of your soul. You are transforming more than you know. And at the end of this sacred unfolding, there is a deeper peace, a more radiant version of you waiting to emerge.